It's a thumb in the air from Johnny Goddard, the push kart driver, who acts as the pace kart for most of these races. He'll pull off into Paddock Bend on the outside and let this field go, and will hopefully get away first time and cleanly without a heap of a mess into turn 1 and beyond. So he pulls off and we're racing, looking for that green light. It's green. Who'll get that whole shot? It's Thomas Conn in the black with the white sleeves behind the control tower, and not unexpectedly there are people in the tyres. This one might get waved off, but it's Conn leading as they get to the top of the hill. We're looking for them to sort it out. It has been waved off, the abort flag, and we will now go into touring around again until we can get this grid back together. Well, the leaders did get away cleanly, and it is once again Thomas Conn on the outside as we look, in pole position ahead of Howard Mitchell in kart 32. James English in kart number 18 is in P3, with Ben Cottle as we look on grid 4 to qualify, looking for that green light, and we're racing at Whilton Mill. Will they make it cleanly through turn 1 this time? 30 karts go in, and I think 30 karts have come out. So we are indeed racing up to Christmas Corner. And Conn's got the jump, and Cottle's tried to get through to second place, but is now back behind Howard Mitchell. Down on the brakes into Ashby. Oh, it's all crossed up. Oh, and I think Paul Goddard in the white there has been collected. And I'm pretty certain they won't be calling this one back. We've got 2 off at the top by the King just after Christmas Corner as well. And this field is sort of blown apart, as I half expected, to be honest. It's Thomas Conn leading. And we'll let them cycle through. It's Conn leading from James English. Ben Cottle in 3rd. Howard Mitchell down to 4th, down to 5th. In fact, I think he must have been off. He's dropping like a stone through the scoreboard. It's Nick Trafford in 4th. Jonathan McLeod in 5th. Up 5 places off the start. Adrian Brammer is up 12 places to 6th. David Story has also made a rapid start and is running in 7th, having gained 14 places off that start. I call that rapid. So Cottle trying to run down James English as the pair chase after the race leader, Thomas Conn, in this heavyweight Pre-B final. We're looking for 4th place. That's Nick Trafford in kart 36 with his Ruben Barrichello crash helmet at a guess, I'd say. Race rep helmet, Jonathan McLeod in 5th, with work to do if he means to qualify in the top 4 ahead of a very rapid Adrian Brammer. So at the top of the circuit, this looks like the main battle at the moment, as Cottle hasn't really closed in on James English. It's McLeod under pressure from Adrian Brammer and Daljit Baer. Forgive me, Daljit, and your parents if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Or Bahi, not sure. But right now, McLeod is holding off. The group behind. Here we go for another lap. We're on lap 3. And we have 7 minutes left of this Pre-B final, which I think has been shortened slightly due to the time lost with that incident at turn 1. Where is our race leader? Thomas Conn coming into back markers now, so this is going to get even more confusing. And Ben Cottle now is on the bumper of 2nd place James English as they go down to Chapman. And James has run wide there, and that will give Ben a chance to close right in as they go into the boot section. Into the toe of the boot, and we are filming this from the balcony at the heel, Paddock Bend. And Thomas Conn is now into back markers, and I'm not sure there'll be much in the way of blue flags, if I'm honest. And this will be a chance for James and Ben to close in as they try and make it through the traffic. Conn looking to the inside of Christmas Corner, and he's just about taken out the back marker. There's no blue flags that I've seen so far. Oh, they're out, but they're just a little bit late. And Cottle has just taken out one of the back markers, which I think would be a bit harsh to get a penalty for that. Although then again, it's a bit harsh to be taken out when you don't know you're being lapped. So let's just hope Ben gets through. He'd probably be disappointed to be in the B group and not qualifying directly to the A. Being a Club 100 regular, James English trying to get by, and finally, I think the back markers are aware. Nick Trafford in 4th place, looking comfortable and heading for qualification if he just keeps it on the track. And there's a big battle going on behind, and as I do like sport, let's watch this. It looks like somebody's going slowly there. Oh, and somebody's been taken out. Now, let's be fair, we can't see what attitude the karts are at to see if that was somebody being taken out or just being unfortunate. Although it does look as though that was across the nose of Paul Goddard. And we've got somebody else off the road. Looks like another back marker rather than one of the front runners. We've got a yellow flashing light out at start-finish, covering turn 1. Well, this hasn't been the greatest advert for Club 100, but it is great fun. Another lap goes in the boots. And I suspect there might be a few warning boards, contact warnings, and perhaps even the odd penalty. Thomas Conn leads by 1.1 seconds ahead of Ben Cottle. Just going into Parker, so Cottle is through and is making up ground on Thomas Conn. Having got past James English, Nick Trafford continues to run in 4th place. There's your race leader, another lapped driver. Cottle once again, perhaps not getting the best of it, but he's inside into turn 1 and goes through to put a lap on that driver. Around the outside, James English, that's quite brave. So that top 3 is well clear. And we're still looking for Nick Trafford, the leading super heavy. There he is. No problems for him. Then it's Alexander Lamin making progress through the field. He's running in 5th. Where's Daljeet? There we go. I think that's Daljeet in kart 16. Or is it the guy behind? It's hard to tell from this distance. Anyway, it's all going swimmingly for Thomas Conn. His lead is half a second on Ben Cottle, ahead of James English, 1.1 seconds behind. 7.5 seconds off the lead now is Nick Trafford. Alexander Lamin is a second behind, 3 seconds behind him. Daljeet there. David Story, Claudia La Rosa, Adrian Brammer, having made such a stellar start, has dropped back to 9th place. And Paul Williams, always trying to get his money's worth, has moved into the top 10, ahead of Brammer and La Rosa, up to 8th place. And I wonder where we are in terms of the finish of this race. We've got 2 minutes left of this pre-B final. There's your race leader. It's all looking swimmingly and he's getting plenty of airtime. So let's cut back to the battle behind. We lose focus briefly. It's Ben Cottle trying to put another lap on somebody, with James English on his bumper. So the The second of those drivers are in competition, doing well to slow down and get out the way. So we've still got a race on for second between Cottle and English. We have to look a long way back to Nick Trafford, and that's not him. There's Trafford coming under pressure from Alexander Lamin, and I suspect Alex will make short work of Nick Trafford, having come up through the field. Also, Nick's racing in the super heavyweight class, so he is carrying a little bit more bulk, which will slow him down around Whilton Mill, but he's fighting hard into the finish. The final lap board is out, and as ever, it's that fourth place, that last qualifying spot, that is the one where the real action is in a Pre-B final. So we'll leave the leading trio, who comfortably are going to qualify if they haven't picked up any penalties, and we'll concentrate on Alexander Lamin getting a run down the inside of Nick Trafford into Christmas corner. He goes through, but goes in deep and might be slow off the corner. But I think he's got this one in the bag now. He's pulled out 2 kart lengths down to Ashby. Has Nick Trafford got anything left for Alexander Lamin? Let's pull back to our race leader and see him to the finish. Thomas Conn is going to win the Pre-B final. Ben Cottle might have a penalty for that incident with a back marker ahead of Alexander Lamin. And where is the battle for fourth and final qualifying spot? Well, it's gone well to Alexander Lamin. He's timed it perfectly. He finishes in fourth place ahead of Nick Trafford. Dalji Bahi finishes in 6th. David Story finishes 7th. Paul Williams will have to do it all over again in the B final if he means to make it to the A, having runs and finished on the podium in the heavyweight A final at Buckmore Park. He only finishes 8th here. Claudia La Rosa was 9th. Aaron Stevens broke into the top 10 before the finish. James Johnson, Pete Gillett, Andrew Clark, Adrian Brammer, Charles Reaston Brown, Fawad Saeed, Jordan Salter, Scott Wright, David Sterling, Howard Mitchell rounded out the top 10. Robert Stapleton, Patrick Piskey, Mark Figes. Mark Figes was on the podium at Buckmore Park. He is a Buckmore specialist though. He could only manage 23rd. 23rd in the Pre-B final. Chris James, James Edwards, Chris Solomon, Nick Polycott, Paul Goddard, Jonathan McLeod and Mark Roberts finished last. I'm sorry to say, 2 laps down in 30th place.